Hey, it's Jeff Kiani with NAEA and Branded Agent University. So our team has been getting a lot of questions recently about the onboarding process and how Branded Agent University manages that. One of the problems that we're trying to solve is the time that it takes to get people onboarded, the actual personal time that you spend involved in that process. What we'd like to do is get to a point where it's kind of automatic and you can be in a position to say, go here, click here, follow the steps, and if you need anything, then you can reach out to me. Right? We feel that the three areas you can probably impact the most are providing clarity on things that they don't understand, holding them accountable to accomplish the tasks that you set out in front of them, and then inspire them to keep going on. So hopefully anything outside of that, some of the more tactical things that might be part of your onboarding process or even training in general, we can automate. So to answer some of those questions, I wanted to record this quick walkthrough and just show you a real-world example on how you might use this if you had somebody who is ready to join your team. So what you see here as I transition to my screen is one of our clients, Southern Realty Specialists. So let's say that I tell Gene I'm ready to go. I want to go ahead and join and partner with Southern Realty Specialists. What he would tell me to do is to go to southernrealtyuniversity.com and go ahead and create an account. Once I create my account, I'm going to see the onboarding modules and anything else that I would need as a team member is going to be available inside there. So I would come here, now I'm the user, I would come here to Southern Realty University. I don't have an account, so I would hit sign up. I'd put in my information to create my account. I would hit create account, and here you can see I'm logged in into the back end of his branded learning management system. This is one of the things that we create for our Branded Agent University partners. So it's all branded to you with your logo, color scheme, aesthetic, and all of that. And by default, we can choose and customize what users would see. In Gene's case, all the training is unlocked for default users right out of the gate. This includes the entire NAEA training library, like the certified home buying and certified home selling training, anything that NAEA produces or does in the future, will be added for his team to use inside of their university. It also includes his training. So this old couch to sold house is a training that they created, which they sent to us, and we go ahead and build it out, create the thumbnail, and do all the tactical work as far as getting it added into their university. Now what's cool with Gene's is we actually created a code so that they can provide this code to their new users, and their users can unlock what they call their phase 10 onboarding. And so if you just type in, I think it's phase 10, then you'll see that it unlocks this new module on my dashboard that's called SRU, Southern Realty University Phase 10. And this is the onboarding process that we helped them build out. So this is their phase 10 onboarding. It starts with database foundations, and so the first thing is information about gathering all the contacts, for instance, that you have into your database. Organizational items. Task B is to take the KV Core training classes on basic database and compatibility located on the home page once they've logged in. As I scroll down, then the next task would be to load all my contacts into the database or KV Core, and then execute on these money-making activities. Contact each person, ask if they know someone, so on. And then accountability is follow-up call with your mentor on Friday to discuss the success with the above. Reasonable time frame to complete it, 7 to 10 days. So this is the first task, and if they have any questions or anything, they could put it in here. What we're really looking for here is how do you plan to put this into action? And they would submit the answer, and this would go to any instructors, so any instructors or managers would be able to review. As I move on to phase 2 is getting your social media account set up. It gives you all the information on that, including links on how to create a marketing plan on a budget, different resources like that. Gives you all the people to follow on Instagram, tells you which educational videos to watch, which are inside of the university here. And accountability, again, follow up with your mentor on Friday to discuss the success above. And at the bottom, once again, how do you plan to use social media to your advantage? So we're getting some feedback from the user, and a bonus is share links to your professional social media profiles. So now we've even got the opportunity to hold them accountable in the sense that, did you provide your links so I can actually see that they got set up. So we would submit the answer there to move on and hit completed, and we can allow them to move forward to the next step once they hit the button to submit it, or we could choose to have to review it, right? So you could also choose a path so that they wouldn't be able to move on to the next step until I met with my mentor on that Friday, like the accountability step mentions. And then that mentor could pass, or accept the answer at that point so that they'd be able to move on to the next step. So phase 3 here is they have them going through the NAEA Certified Home Buying Certification. So we're telling them to log in to their account, go to the buyer certification, complete the course, and add 20 newly met people to your database. And if we scroll down, what we're asking here is make a commitment as to when you will have your CHBA certification completed, i.e. I will have my certification by, and also share what success looks like and how we will know you did it. So are you going to share the certificate? Are you going to send a message on the Facebook group? How are we going to know you did it? So we're engaging them all along the way. Step 3, I believe, is, so share the list of the top 20 names that you entered into your database. So we're holding them accountable to that action item of actually getting 20 names and getting them uploaded into KV Core. So what they can do here is just take a screenshot, upload me the Excel file, however you want to do it. You can upload it. I'll cheat here and just upload something funky. And then we go on to phase 4, which is now earning your NAEA seller designation. So go through the Southern Realty University, find the NAEA Home Selling Advisor certification, complete that, and add another 20 new people to your database. Once again, we're checking in to get a commitment. So when will you have this completed by? They would submit their answer. They would move on to the next phase, which I think we're on phase 5 now. All right, so next is listing and expired calls. So take the listing appointment training class inside of the university, complete the guaranteed listing system, setting the perfect listing appointment, win every listing, and 7-minute sales academy. So complete that training, make 30 expired calls through RedX using the Expert Advisor prospecting scripts. Complete and continue. Again, we can allow them to hit complete and continue and move on to the next step, or we could choose to have to verify that that's been done and kind of, give them a grade to pass on to the next step. Here we are on phase 6. Share some of the takeaways, successes, failures, and obstacles that you encountered making your 30 listing or expired calls. So we're getting a chance to check in. They could hop on camera and kind of tell you a little bit about what that was like. They could do audio. They could write notes. So any way they want to do it, they can submit their deal. I'm going to say it sucked, right? Just hopefully somebody's laughing at that. All right, and then phase 6, we're on phase 6 now. So take the training classes inside southernrealty.university. Which ones? The Master the FSBOs on how to use FSBOs to grow your business even if they don't list with you, and then make 30 for sale by owner calls. So you can see what we're building on. The prior task was make the calls to expireds. Now we're making calls to for sale by owners. Share the takeaways, success, failures, and obstacles that you got from making those calls, right? So they're engaged the whole way through here. Send my reply, and then let's see, pending. Oh, so in this case, you can see this is one of the steps where it is set to need a reply from the instructor. So what would happen here is this would go to somebody on Gene's team, for instance, and they would hit pass and or not, and then that would allow me to move on to the next step. I would get notified. So this is the end of where we can go here, because I doubt Gene's probably going to hit that so quickly here. But if you want to see the rest, we can always hop on a personal call and walk through what we did here. We helped with this team create this kind of from scratch. In large part they submitted most of it and we did the building out. And so we can work with you to do the same. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you is we do have, for instance, with EXP, we have built out the onboarding steps inside of a university if you're a branded agent university partner as well. So this is what that looks like. This is a different client, Prosperity Alliance Growth Experts. If I was to sign up in Alan's account, let's say I said I was ready to go, he would tell me to go to ProsperityAllianceGrowthExperts.com, create an account. Once I created the account, I would see the start here and just go ahead and click there and follow the steps. And so what we're doing here is going through the whole application process with EXP and laying out the expectations of, what to expect, what emails to be on the lookout for. Here are all the links in one place where you can go set up Workplace. You can set up everything that you need, right? Your EXP World, video on and walkthroughs on SkySlope, all that kind of here in one place. It's accessible through other channels, and your inbox gets inundated with a bunch of emails from EXP that provide a lot of the stuff. But this has been a helpful way to consolidate it all, drive people through the process so it's automated, and also provide administrators or an onboarding manager or something a place for it to all take happen where they can see who's doing what. So as an administrator, I could pull up and see if I ever logged in, which obviously I just did. I could see if I've completed step 1, step 10. Somebody would be able to see where I'm at. But in this case, if Alan had said, here's what you do, I would have followed the steps to create an account. Click start here. First thing it says to do is apply. So it gives me some information here on the application process, even including slideshow walkthrough if I needed it. But what this is going to do is take me over to joinapp.exprealty.com to submit the application here. What I would tell somebody is that, hey, when you click start here, the first step is going to be apply. So it's going to take you to the EXP site where you'll submit your application. Once you've completed that, you want to come back into the university, click complete and continue, and go through the next steps. Now, if you've already applied, for instance, and you're getting to the university as a second step, then you could go ahead and just hit complete and continue on the first step if you've already applied, and move on. So the second step is to send your personal join code. So that's something that, as you guys know, if you're familiar with this, that's something they would receive as they go through the application process. So we have them submit that as step 2. Any administrators for the university get notified. So Alan would have just gotten notified, at this point, hey, somebody signed up, Jeff signed up for the university. He would have gotten notified, hey, Jeff submitted his join code. Here I'm completing an intake form, so as the application process goes, they get a lot of information. EXP gets a lot of information as that person's filling out the application, but you might not capture all that information. So here we have an opportunity to ask some questions. We call it an intake form, so that's step 3. Once somebody completes that, the last step would be saying, yes, they completed the form to move on. Step 4 is to download the onboarding checklist, and this is all of the steps essentially that we're going through in this module. It's just nice to have a PDF companion kind of to go alongside of it, and it has the client's information, whoever the onboarding specialist or point of contact should be. That's all changed there, but it's got all the links and everything that we're kind of going through here, just in in a PDF to go alongside of everything. So here we're kind of at turn 1. We've finished the application process at EXP at least, and so we're asking here, checking in, do you have any questions or concerns at this point? I won't put anything, I'll just hit complete and continue. And now it's exposing me to a lot of the stuff I can get ahead of, right? That might be sent to me, or it might be reviewable through other channels, but we've made it all streamlined here where everybody can go through all this stuff inside of your environment. So step 1 in this kind of second phase would be, here's the links to policies and procedures if you wanted to review those. Step 2 would be, here's the Explore guide if you want to read through that guide to learn everything you need to know. Here is a walkthrough video of EXP Enterprise. Step 4 is all the links to download EXP World and a short video kind of walking through that process. The next step is the link to the Exp Training Calendar and recommended tasks like taking the World Tour and some other trainings. Step 6 are the links to brand resources and other things that you'll need, like signs, custom writers, and all those links. The next step is KV Core. So here are links to each of the KV Core training videos. The next step is, hey, be on the lookout for your fully executed ICA agreement, right? You should receive an email from EXP. So here it's letting them know what to be on the lookout for. Next is, now we've kind of started what we kind of call phase 3 in this process. Now we're at license transfer, so be on the lookout for this email with the subject line license transfer process. If you need to find your broker's contact information, there's a link to the directory there. Step 2 is review the next steps and important emails that you will need to take action on, and you can do that in this EXP Connect slide. Let you know what to expect next. Step 3, make sure that you transfer your listings to EXP after your license transfer is complete. Gives you expectations on what to expect there. Next, be on the lookout for this email. Confirm your new EXP email address, or activate your EXP Realty account. Be on the lookout for that. Step 5, receive and activate your new passport account email. So be on the lookout for that email with the subject line of welcome to EXP Realty. Step 6, download and set up all your workplace apps with all the links there. And here there's some recommended groups. Those can be customized. We can add anything there. Step 7 is to set up your optional Regis membership. Step 8, activate your EXP Realty SkySlope account with the links for that. And then the last step, I believe, step 9 here, is the link to log into Enterprise and get your free box of business cards. Once you click complete on that, you've gone through the onboarding process. We get some recognition. We earn our onboarding certificate, which has our name and date. And so we would be off sharing this on social media, and Alan as an administrator and anybody else who he has made an administrator would have just gotten notified that Jeff just completed the onboarding. Here's the certificate that they earned. And so they would also get a copy of the certificate so that they could share it. And there's some other things that go on in the background. So there's some emails that are part of a campaign that we build out for you. You can see here I've got a check mark by everything. So any administrator that was looking at a report would be able to see every step along the way that I'd completed. They'd have gotten notified on any of those points where I was typing in a response or anything. They'd have gotten notified. So it makes it really simple for somebody like Alan to say, hey, if you're ready to join, just go to ProsperityAllianceGrowthExperts.com, create an account, click start here, follow the steps, and if you need anything, you can reach out. I'll be able to follow up and see exactly where you're at along the way. So you can imagine how that would help. So in comparison, we have Gene, where we actually have sort of a custom onboarding process that's unique to them, the Southern Realty way. And then we also have, for EXP agents, we kind of have that process already built out, so we can create that really quickly. So that probably answers some questions about the onboarding process. It might create some more, so be sure and wherever you're watching this, if there's an option to click the button and schedule a personal walkthrough, be sure and do that, and we can go over it in more detail.